Welcome to the 10th session for the series Test Automation Framework for Web Applications built using Cypress and JavaScript. In the last session, we saw how can we use XPath as a locator strategy with Cypress. Now, in this session, we'll see how can we implement taggings. So let's get started. So for example, what happens if you only want to execute your test cases, for example, if you have 100 test cases automated in your automation suite, but you only want to execute your 40 test cases may have marked as sanity or high priority test cases. So how can we do that? Okay, so there is basically one more plugin. Let me just clear it. So go to the terminal or to the command prompt if you're using Windows OS. Okay, so basically we have to install one plugin -d. There is something called Cypress Grep. Okay, this is one of the plugin which we are going to use for implementing the tagging. So let me just press the enter. Yeah, it is installing. It should be here as a dev dependencies. So we should get one more Cypress Grep. So this is the command which we use to install Cypress Grep plugin basically. Okay, so this is how it should look like. Yeah, you see the Cypress Grep has been added. The next step would be you need to go to the Cypress support and then to the e2e.js and you have to import it. So let me just import register Cypress Grep. It is Cypress Grep from, let me just copy it directly from here, just a second. Commands, yeah, not commands, sorry, e2e.js. Oh, so sorry. Okay, so this is how we can actually import the Cypress plugin to enable the test case filtering based on grep pattern. Okay, now we can directly jump onto our test cases. For example, if I'm going here and let me put this cy.application here only. Okay, and let me add one more test case here, maybe the other one, for example Google, or maybe let's do GitHub. Page title, validate that user is able to, let's make it Google only. Okay, to see page title. Okay, so instead of this, where exactly I want to navigate to visit basically to google.com. google.com, done. Copy, paste it here, and what I am expecting here, cy dot, so basically I'm interested in the title this time, so title should basically equal to, what is the title there? Google, right? Google. So let me just delete this part. So not related to this, and maybe we can take the screenshot for this as well. Yeah, okay. Now what we did, first of all, we actually added this plugin and then we imported this. We wrote this in the support e2e.js. Now, for example, all of your test cases are the part of regression. In most of the cases, it happens, right? So this is also under regression. This is also under regression. But this one is something like a sanity as well. Okay, sanity as well. So how will you be able to execute only those test cases which have been marked as sanity? So what you can do, basically come to the package.json file. Okay, let me execute in the Chrome only. Let me edit another. So sanity. Okay, so what I can do basically here is, so in the package.json I am currently, and so I should mark here as env hyphen hyphen env then grep is equal to what? Sanity. In the same way, what can I do? Basically, the other was regression, right? So let me add the regression and let me rename this. Let me rename it. Okay. Now, if I execute this sanity one, so basically what should happen? Out of those two test cases, only one should get executed and the another one should get skipped. Okay. So let's just check. Okay. One got executed and you see one got skipped. Okay. If you're unable to see from here, so let me just open it, just open the Cypress and then see it inside the test runner. Okay, like how does it look like? So you go to the end-to-end testing, maybe on Electron this time I want to execute. Click on the login to execute the test cases which have been written inside this spec file, in this login spec file. So you see, this is the first test case which has been named as regression and sanity. The other one is of only of regression. So what should happen in this case? Should it only execute the first one or both will be executed? Both should execute, right? Because we have not mentioned anywhere while we were triggering the test cases from the test runner, we have not mentioned like which should use, like which test cases should execute, right? So here is the command which we used, like execute only sanity, execute only regression. So if I execute the regression one, so now this time both of the test cases should get executed. This is the one. I think there is some issue with this application. Sometimes it happens like it takes a lot of time to load itself. But ideally, what should happen basically, this should actually, let me just do one thing. Let me go with this. Just wait. Both of them got skipped. Okay. No issues. Let me re-execute it and try again. If the source demo is responding. It happens actually when you are dependent on the third-party application, so it's not in our hands control. But yeah, now it executed. You see, we executed the regression one, so both of the test cases should get executed. Yeah, it's working fine. Great. So it was able to navigate to google.com and you see two test cases got executed and two are getting passed. If you see the reports, you go inside the Finder or maybe in the Explorer, open with it any browser, maybe Edge. So you see, we're able to see. For both of the test cases, I was explicitly taking the screenshot. So the screenshot itself is a part of this. And I'm not taking the screenshot in any other folder, you see. Oh, it is taking. Okay, no issues. Yeah. Okay. So I think this is good for this session. In the next session, we are going to see how can we manage the test data. So for example, in this test case, what we are doing, let me just comment it as well. We don't need this as of now. We are actually putting this hardcoded data, right? So we are not supposed to take any data. This test data should be managed. So we'll see how can we manage this test data using something called fixtures in the Cypress. Okay. So that's all for this session. Thank you for your time. Have a good day.